Good morning. This is Lady Charlotte coming to you from beautiful Buda, Texas. And today we're going to make some leaf gnomes. And this is what a leaf gnome looks like. They're little garden gnomes and they're made out of leaves. So today I'm going to show you how that works. Get over here where I can sit down but not be in your picture frame. I can lean back like this and all you're going to see is what I'm working on. So we have here some plastic leaves. They came off of several of my fake plants that I have out here in the studio. Now the real plants are outside. What real plants I have. I had bought some fall take that off, tomatoes. And they had put on tomatoes. It was looking really good. And we have dogs here that we board and train. Brandy does, but one day the dog decided those tomatoes looked good to him, and he ate the plant and all. The irony of this tale was the day before I had been out there looking outside at my tomatoes, and there was a tomato that was red, almost solid red. It was almost ready to pick. I thought about picking it right then and there, but then I thought, no, I'll wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the best day to pick it. Well, guess what? Tomorrow never came for that tomato. The dog ate it. I never thought dogs were particularly fond of tomatoes. Having a bit of a problem here getting out some clay. Getting down to the bottom of this chunk of clay here. There. Now we'll get a little more leverage here in getting some out. Problem is, even if you cut it, you gotta somehow get it to loosen up from the clay. Okay. One more slice of this, and we'll probably have enough for one. Come on. Oh, you're wind up in the plastic. That's your problem. Don't try to cut the plastic. It doesn't cut well. Okay, I think we got enough here to do a gnome. This little handy tool is a cheese cutter. You get them in any place where they have cooking utensils. Works really good for cutting clay from the rock. Now I'm going to wrap this back up again so it doesn't dry out. So roll it over on that side. Push it out of the way. Okay. Here we have pieces of clay that has a little leaf in there. Don't want that to be part of the equation. Don't want that to be part of the equation either. It's your dry clay. I'm going to wipe this off pretty good, get rid of all the dry speckles. And now we're going to wedge up this clay. I hope my voice will hold out for all this, for the rest of this video, but it has been kind of going out on me this last couple of days, so get this real hoarse, deep voice. We're just going to wedge this out a little bit. The clay is pretty well, de-aired when you come down to that package. The thing is, making a lot of noise, huh? The thing is that when I take it off in strips like that, then I'm adding air to it. So I have to wedge it together to kind of get rid of the air. Now we're going to beat it with a rolling pin. My slab roller has not come yet. It's on back order. Like everything else in this country, it seems like. Good. And this is coming unscrewed. Move you back a little bit further back. I think you're interfering. Move you back a little bit further. There we go. This is another way to rather than rolling it, you're throwing it. That gets you down pretty good. But you kind of got to have the... Okay, now we're going to put this over here. I'm going to roll this one out. And these are pretty thin leaves. We're making the leaves. We don't want it to be thick, we've got things going over there. There's little air bubbles, see, that I had wedged into this. Pop them. Now, just about everybody will tell you when you're rolling out something, you don't go all the way to the end. You stop short. And there's a reason for that. If you go all the way to the end, 9 times out of 10, there goes my voice, you will have the clay will roll up on you. I'm going to show you. All the way to the end. And now it's not going to do it. There. You see that? The clay just comes up over the roller. That's why you don't go all the way to the end. Okay? See? Just like that. Okay. I think we got this down thin enough this time. Right here, I don't know if you can see what I'm pointing at, but right in here, that's where my slab roller is supposed to go when it gets here. And like I said, it's on back order. Why, I don't know. Okay. We're going to take this little red rib, if I can find it. It may have run off. Not in any of that, and it's not over here in this basket of stuff. So we're going to go have to steal another one. And then when we get through doing our filming, I can put it back. I can see about finding the one that was here and is obviously fallen down. Ah, there it is. My husband passed away in 2002. And since then, he has not left. He's still here with me. And a lot of people will not understand that. And when I lose something, like losing the little red rib just a few minutes ago, Charlie will find, that was his name, Charlie. Charles Wayne. He will somehow find it and put it right where I can't miss it. Just like that now. He stuck that little red rib right there on the... And I had looked and looked for it a few minutes ago, and that wasn't there. But then he finds it, and he puts it wherever I need it. Puts it where I can see it immediately. Now, a lot of people won't believe this. And that's okay. Everybody has a right to their own belief in whatever. Okay. We've got this drawn out, measured, and everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a half. This is kind of a circular end down here. Okay. So we're going to take out, and go over here, and we're going to cut a piece off like that. Now this first piece we put together like this is going to be the base. And if you notice, I'm not bothering with any slipping and scoring at this point because this clay is so soft. It's just right out of the bag, and it's just, you know, when we put it over there like that, it's just going to join with the clay that's there. And going inside here and getting a little bit of the edges going on the inside so that it's smooth too. Okay? Now, I'm going to lay it down like this. And as you notice, it's not particularly... We got a flap over here. And it's coming out. And it may be coming out a little further than I want it to, so I may be taking that needle tool and kind of taking off a little of it. Okay? Now, the piece I took off of, I'm going to roll up and make a head for this little critter. And I'm just going to stick that head right on there. Kind of wind it around a few times, and it will stay. Now, I do have slip here available in case I think I need it. And this one I might. No, he's stuck. I can't even pull them off. So we go around here and we make the base firm. Okay. I didn't do that, did I? Okay. Okay, Charlie, you're going to have to do some work here. I've lost my maker's mark. Okay, it is. There they are. Everything. Ta-da! You know, it's funny. All these pieces were not down here a minute ago when I was trying to find them. And there's a tool to do that with. Now, we've got our piece done. I'm going to take and put my maker's mark down here in the bottom of this little guy. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out some large leaves. Large leaves, well, for him that's too large, go on first. So let's start with this one here. Just push that in there. In just a minute, we usually get that big. I'm going to use the rolling pin to make sure that it's totally stuck down there. Okay, we'll use that one. He's big, but we'll wrap him around somehow. These leaves are just pretty good size for what I'm working with over here. Here's a small one. Get that right in there. And this is a bigger one. Now I'm going to cut off with the maker's mark, I'm going to cut off this area down here, which I'm going to use to flip it around. I hope you're catching this. And putting those two sides together. And that makes us another little guy. Okay. Turning him around and giving him a straighter look. Okay. Now, I need to put a head on him. Okay, now one of the things we need to do right off the bat is determine his point of view, and I've got this guy looking like that, okay, and I'm going to put his nose on. when we have finished, his nose is about the only thing you're going to see of his face. But it is a important feature. And the placement of it determines whether he is on the front, the back, in between, whatever. I have a hard time finding any smaller leaves to play with. Most of these leaves are fairly good size for these little guys. We need some littler leaves. So we're just going to have to see what we can get out of this batch, and we'll make some more. Now just take this rolling pin and just roll those leaves right into that clay. So they make a nice deep impression. Okay. And now I'm going to take the needle tool and we're going to go around this one here. I'm going to take this one as the first one. Get this one pulled up. There we go. Now what I'm doing now is just, I have a pair of rubber gloves on, which is good. And what I'm doing now is just going around and softening the edges of this leaf so they won't be sharp, because we don't want any sharp edges. So now we're going to kind of curve this leaf a little, and I'm going to stick it on right about there. Now you'll notice that I did not put any slip on this. Once again, that's because these things are soft and the clay is soft, and we're just doing wet on wet. Okay, you see him pretty good there, right? I hope you do. I never know what you're seeing all that much. Okay, you got that one. And this next one we're going to do, we'll do this one. And you see I just turned up the end of this leaf. And I'm going to turn up a couple more of them, like maybe this one here. That's to make him look a little more like a leaf. Okay, I'm going to soften this one up around the edges. Plastic works really well for softening up your edges. If you don't have rubber gloves like I do, you can just get a piece of plastic and lay it on them and pinch it around them. Now we're going to take this, and then overlap in there, push them down there, all the way around. Okay. We'll put this over here and do it again. Now we're going to take and do this one again too. Okay, we're going to move this one down here like that. And I'm going to push out some of this little guy because he's kind of collapsing on me over there by himself in the corner. And by doing it this way, this inside part, it's actually, hollow all the way through. And that will help on the drying process. When you go to a university or even a junior college where they're doing ceramics, your instructor will always tell you that you can't have a piece too thick. You gotta have room in the bottom of it. It'll go up in the kiln. Well, it's not that instructor don't know what they're talking about. It's just that is not really what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that piece that is thick is going to have a hard time. Pull this away from the leaf and get it up. It's going to have a really hard time getting dry in the middle. And so 9 times out of 10 there will be moisture in the middle of that thick piece. And that moisture is what will cause the piece to blow up in the kiln. It's not how thick it is, it's how dry it is. There have been artists who have made things that were 2 and 3 feet thick. But it's taken them months, sometimes years, for that piece to dry out enough for it to be safely fired. have one artist who actually built his kiln around the piece that he's doing. And because it's going to be so thick, you can give this guy this big leaf here to come down on his haunches and turn him around here. And what do you think? This one here, it's going up to his face. That probably is going to need some turning up at the edges, the points of the leaf. The rest of it I'm just pushing in and pushing in and pushing in. Okay, we're going to do these two together so that simply because we can. I love that philosophy. I do this because I can. And I just love working in clay. I never get tired of it. It always presents me with some new challenge. That leaf off. I'm flattening this out a little bit because this piece right in there was really, see how thick that is? Yeah. That's not going to make a good leaf because it didn't get rolled out enough. But we can take and squishing in our hands, which is what I'm doing, and thinning it out some. Now that's a better. Which one of you am I working on? I don't know. Well, this one's got two, so I guess we'll work on this one. Okay, we each have 2 leaves apiece, okay? And so what I'm going to do now, getting my apron out of my face, there's 2 small leaves here. I'm going to cut them out. And as you saw in that other one, they are going to be way too thick. So we're going to punch them around a little bit. Now this one is a bigger leaf. And I'll take it out. Hopefully I'll take it out. Finally. And I'm going to peel the leaf off. And we have a nice little impression there. Once again, it's pretty thick, so I'm kind of smooshing the edges down a little bit. And at the same time that I'm getting any sharp edges off. Now, this one's going to go under these pieces that are turned up. Okay, let's right back up here and turn up. There we go. And it's going to go underneath them and wrap around. I'm going to need another one like that. I'm getting rid of these guys. So I'm going to wind up wedging this up so I can make more leaves. Leave that there for a minute. These guys are way too thick. And when I was rolling them, it seemed like I was rolling it a really thin piece, but once I get it out here, it's not so thin anymore. Okay, where do I need to put you? How about right up there? That's it. And there's a little hole right down in here. I'm going to squish this one out and put it in that little hole. And then I'm going to need some more of them. And I got one more little hole. How about you? You got a big hole, huh? You need another one of the bigger bees. Okay, I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to put them up here on this banding wheel here in the back so that I can roll out this clay here. And I'm just taking the palm of my hand and just smashing it down. Then I can start throwing it. And that's what they call this, throwing a slab. I can do it fairly well with small amounts of clay. But if you get where you've got a couple of pounds of clay, no, I can't do that. We're going to take this rolling pin and we're going to go over this. Trying to get it down fairly thin. Okay, I think we've got some thin pieces now. That one just came apart. So, let's see what we're going to do. We need I think mostly we're going to need one large piece for this guy over here, and then we need small pieces. So we need this piece here, press that down into the clay. I know what I need. I need my pony roller. Excuse me just a moment. Coming back. Okay, got my pony roller. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just gently roll that leaf into the clay. I got another one here, and I think I got enough room for that. You see, that's just a lot better than the big roller. And the rolling pin. Okay, let's cut these guys out. And as usual, when I start working and doing something like this, I kind of quit talking, which is a bad thing. Okay, we got all of our little leaves and pieces cut out now. I'm just going to lift up the edge of this. And this. I can do that. I'm thinning this out with the pony roller too, because as I pull these leaves up, I'm seeing that this is pretty thick in here, so I'm just take the pony roller a little more. Okay. Now, you see how thin that is now? Yeah, that's what you want. You want a nice thin piece. Okay. And we're going to bring this little guy. This little guy needs some tender love and care. Don't you? Yeah, you do. And that's going to be about right for you there. That one. Now what do you need? Not much of nothing, huh? You're about done. So, I'm thinking the only thing that you need is your hat. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this one up, and I think that I already put my maker's mark on that one. So I don't have to change that again. Okay, the only thing this little guy needs is eyeballs. Makes up the eyeballs. Set him over there. Take a look at him here in a minute. Okay, you need mostly little pieces and your hat. So, we'll get the little guy out here again. There he is, right there, hiding. I'm going to use the pony board to smush him up. And we'll take the needle tool. It'd be nice if I had more of these little guys, huh? Yeah. There's something about pushing 80 real hard. I don't get preparations done quite like I did when I was in my 40s. I would have had everything lined up here and ready to go. And that's not the case here. I just fly by the seat of my pants anymore. turned 78 in September. I don't want that to go. Maybe here. Okay. Okay, now we need a bigger leaf. To get in his hat. Here we go. He needs eyeballs too. Move maybe a little flattening. Kind of pushing him out from the inside. And now on this one I'm going to put my maker's mark. You do that on this one. Now, that last thing that these little guys need, each one of them needs it, they need some arms. And the arms are wood. Put that piece up there. And we put that piece up there. That piece up there, that piece up there, and that piece up there. And we take our texturizing grid, and we go all the way up with it. Turn Get the edges too. Now cutting it here to give him, more of a look. And we stick these up here, about like that. And we twist his little branches around. Poke them down so they don't fall off. Here's the next one. I was thinking about those over there that I've already made. I was thinking, these things take a long time to make. And, I may have to raise the price on them just because they're so time consuming to make one. I could have thrown 10 or 15 coffee cups in the amount of time that I've spent on these gnomes. Okay, this guy is done. And this guy is broke. He broke one of his arms off. Now he is at the stage of what we call leather hard. So I'm going to dip this in glue. Could be clay. And stick his little arm back on. Now this one is definitely an accident waiting to happen. Just because his arms stick out the way they do. Okay. Back over there. Try not to get bumped by anybody. Okay. This one now can go over here and join his fellow gnomes. And I will show you a picture of all of those in just a minute. Okay, you come over here. Let me check you out, make sure we've got everything the way we want it. And then we'll take these two things here. Okay. This one is done. Okay, now I'm going to swizzle you around, hopefully. And there you see the Gnome family. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gnomes, and that will be all for right now. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next Kickstarter.